Hi everyone, it's Rory here, and figured that now that things are kind of happening in terms of Eurovision 2023 kind of potentially coming to the UK, might as well sort of just take you on a little bit of a tour about sort of the city that I'm in, and that is one that might potentially host Eurovision next year. So let's have a little look around Manchester and just see what we can get on with. So being the second city of the UK, Manchester definitely has a lot of things that are going for it. It's very big, it's very easy to transport. For example, there's loads of buses, there's the tram network, there is an airport that's nearby as well. And genuinely, the fact that it's not really hosted Eurovision before has kind of come as a bit of a shock. But of course, Manchester does have some experience in hosting a Eurovision event. For example, it did host the first ever Eurovision Young Musicians in Manchester in 1982. So genuinely, that is a good sign. But unfortunately, that's been 41 years too late for Eurovision Song Contests. So potentially we might be getting to change that maybe in 2023. Potentially. Does this look familiar to you? If it doesn't, that's totally fine, obviously, but this is actually where AJ Dudu stood to give 12 points to Sweden all the way back in Turin. Now, obviously, she said Greater Manchester, and this is Greater Manchester to be honest. However, Salford Media City, it is practically a hub of media, creative technology, and genuinely a lot of other places and a lot of other channels are also setting up here as well, like ITV, Channel 4, and of course the BBC. Now obviously having Manchester Eurovision 2023, of course we're going to see this again, but wouldn't it just be great just to see Manchester host this, as well as having the final sort of points from the UK come from here as well. If you're a fan of food and shopping and all that kind of stuff, this is definitely also the place for you. The Trafford Centre, which is based in Manchester, is the third largest shopping centre in the entire UK. It has a host of different shops, such as clothing, food, designer, all that kind of stuff. As well as that, any city also needs to have a little bit of nightlife, and the Gay Village is definitely one of those places. Definitely could see Euroclub here, given that the Gay Village is literally one of the most LGBT positive areas, and not only just in Manchester but also in the entire country. So who couldn't see a little bit of Gina G, a little bit of Dan International? Who couldn't have a bit of fun out of that? Of course, also there's loads of other places that you can come to in Manchester, look at a little bit of culture, and also just kind of finding some nice kind of edgy kind of shopping areas. A great way to get lost in the city is to go into the city's northern quarter, which is filled with old mill buildings, full of independent shops and everything like of that sort. So definitely a good place to go if you really like something that's independent. Now, one thing that you have to realise is that with any city, Manchester is just obsessed with football, and basically you've got two different options to pick for, and you have to pick a side. So you're either going to be Manchester United, or you could almost go to Manchester City. Now, obviously, genuinely, there's not a real difference in terms of who you go for. There's no real riot that kind of goes down a rivalry or anything like that. It really just comes down to being who you're really into and everyone just enjoying it, which is practically just what Eurovision is anyway. And also, while I'm here, I'm also going to show you this, because this is also a state-of-the-art, custom-built concert arena that's also being built at the same time. However, it won't be used in time for 2023. But I could almost take you down to where it could be held, maybe. So here I am. This is the AO Arena, which would be the most likely venue that would host Eurovision 2023 if it did come to Manchester. This is the second largest indoor arena in Europe, the largest in the UK, and genuinely it hosts a whole variety of different things, including hockey, concerts, sports, all these different types of things. It's fantastic. It does have its history. It was the site of where the Manchester Arena bombing was in 2017. However, we have since moved on from that, and the city holds the attacks and everything into their hearts. So this is a very, very emotional area. Genuinely, this is a really good place to come. Fingers crossed, maybe you might be able to do that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing if the AO Arena would get to actually bring Eurovision to Manchester. And that's it. Obviously, yeah, we won't really know if Manchester will be the host city or not until later on, but of course, it's great to see what a potential Eurovision host city Manchester can be. In the meantime, please do let us know what you think. Obviously, do you think Manchester should host Eurovision? Should you think it shouldn't? If not, who do you think should host Eurovision? And also, which city should we cover next? Obviously, let us know what you think by getting involved on social media or by commenting down in the comment section below. Obviously, it'd be really fantastic just to let us know what you think. And I'm off to have a really good time in Manchester. See you later.